Hi, welcome back to the channel for another video. If you're stopping by for the first time, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to be notified every time that I upload a new video. What I'm doing on this channel is to document and share the investments that I have in my taxable account. In this account, I buy ETFs. If you want to know more about the ETF that I hold in this account, please check out my first video. I'll make monthly videos with updates on the investment that I have in this account. I'll also make weekly videos about ETFs and other finance topics. Today's topic is about Canadian banks' dividends and share buybacks. Before I continue, I'd like to put out there a quick disclaimer that I'm not a financial advisor and the information that I'm sharing is for entertainment purposes only, and this does not constitute financial advice. Before you invest in anything, please do your own research and make sure that you only invest in things that you understand. With that being said, I'll get back to today's topic, Canadian banks' dividends and share buybacks. Banks play a key role in the economy. They lend money to consumers and businesses. For example, if you want to buy a car or a house, or if you want to start a business or expand your business, you can apply for a loan at a bank. And if you meet the requirements, your loan application may be approved. Banks also employ a lot of people. In Canada, over 280,000 people are employed by banks. Banks pay also taxes. Canada's sixth largest banks paid $12.7 billion in taxes in 2019. The bank industry also contribute up to 3.5% to Canada's GDP. Many Canadians are also shareholders in banks, either directly through share ownership or indirectly through pension funds or mutual funds. Every year, Canadian banks pay a big part of their profits as dividends. In 2019, Canadian banks paid $21.3 billion in dividend. Canadian banks are known for paying dividend regularly and for increasing dividend consistently. As you know, in 2020, COVID hit, and in March 2020, when the World Health Organization declared COVID a global pandemic, people were panicking, the stock market crashed, the economy was shut down, people started losing their jobs. Other people who kept their jobs started working from home. Nobody knew what would be the impact on the economy, how long the pandemic would last. At that time, the Office of the Superintendent of Financial Institutions, which is an independent federal agency that regulates and supervises financial institutions, decided to implement some restrictions to prevent banks from raising dividends, buying back shares, increasing executive salaries. Banks were asked to put more money towards their provision for losses in the event people or businesses would default on their loan or mortgages. Similar measures were put in place in the United States as well. Fortunately, we didn't experience a lot of defaults on loans or mortgages because the government funded the economy with money to support people in the sectors that were impacted by COVID. And by the end of 2020, the stock market rebounded and the economy started recovering. The economic recovery continued in 2021, and by the end of the second quarter of 2021, a lot of analysts started speculating on when the restrictions would be lifted. Some people thought the restriction would be lifted in June, but that didn't happen. In June, the OSFI had the meeting. During that meeting, they appointed a new head of the agency. His name is Peter Rutledge. Mr. Rutledge said it was too soon to lift the restrictions. I think at that time, the Delta variant was still around. So he was more prudent and he didn't lift the restrictions at that time. Fast forward to November the 4th, 2021, there was another meeting of the OSFI. During this meeting, Mr. Peter Rutledge finally decided, okay, now is the time to lift the restrictions on dividend increase, on share buyback, and on executive compensation. I think in the United States, the restrictions on share buyback were lifted in December 2020, and company like financial institutions started increasing dividend in June 2021. But in Canada, for some reason, Mr. Rutledge decided to be more cautious. So you can see in this spreadsheet that I have a list of the 6 largest Canadian banks and the amount of dividend that they are paying currently. On column A, you can see the name, column B, the ticker, column C, the share price as of November the 5th, 2021, which was Friday. Column D, you have the dividend amount per share. Column E, the annual amount of dividend. And column C, the dividend yield. A dividend is simply a distribution of a company's profits to its shareholders. Usually when a company makes profits, it pays part of the profits to its shareholders, and it keeps the other part and reinvest it into the company. The part that is reinvested into the company is known as return earnings. So you can see the first, the largest Canadian bank by market capitalization is RBC. It is currently trading at 132.07 cents, and it pays $1.08 per share. The annual amount of dividend is 4.32, and the dividend yield is 3.27%. The second Canadian bank is TD Bank, or Toronto Dominion Bank. It is trading at 91.45 as of last Friday. And the dividend amount per share is 79 cents. And the annual amount of dividend is 3.16. The dividend yield is 3.46. Third largest bank is Bank of Nova Scotia. And the market share price is 82.88. It's paying 9 cents per share as dividend. And the annual amount of dividend is 3.6. The dividend yield is 4.34. This one has the highest dividend yield among the top 6 banks. Number 4, you have Bank of Montreal. It's trading at 137.69 currently. And the dividend amount per share is 1.06. The annual dividend amount is 4.24. The dividend yield is 3.08%. The 5th bank is CIBC, or Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. The share price is 148.81 cents. The dividend amount per share is $1.46. The annual amount of dividend is 5.84, and the dividend yield is 3.92%. And number 6, you have National Bank of Canada, or simply National Bank. The share price is 104.17. The dividend amount per share is 71 cents. The annual amount of dividend is 2.84, and the dividend yield is currently 2.73. This one has the lowest dividend yield among the top 6 banks. The next quarterly results is going to be, I think, from November the 30th. Yeah, you can see here. So from November the 30th, they're going to start releasing the Q4 financial results. And the first bank to release their result is going to be Bank of Nova Scotia on November the 30th. The second bank is going to be RBC and the National Bank on December the 1st, followed by TD and CIBC on December the 2nd. And Bank of Montreal is going to close on December the 30th. So on December the 3rd. So yeah, I'm gonna watch these results and see if the big banks are gonna increase their dividend, and by how much they're gonna increase. But right now, honestly, I'm pretty sure that they're gonna increase their dividend, because there was one financial institution, Manulife, so which is an insurance company and a financial services provider, that resumed hiking dividend and buying back shares. They resumed this on Friday. This was one day after OSFI lifted the bans. So you can see a Manulife hikes dividend, resume buybacks as curves lift. The 18% dividend increase brings its total quarterly payout to 33 cents. Going forward, banks can also buy back their shares. A share buyback is basically when a company buys its own share to reduce the number of shares outstanding. This should increase the price of the share. It just follows the law of supply and demand, basically. If you reduce supply and the demand stay at the same level, the price should go up. Another benefits of a share buyback is to boost the earning per share, or EPS, which is an indicator of a company's profitability. The higher the EPS, the more profitable a company is considered to be. I have here like basic example. We have a company called ABC or named ABC. So if you EPS is a net income divided by the number of common shares outstanding. So we have two scenarios here. If you, in scenario one, you have a net income 100,000 and then number of common shares outstanding 80,000. So if you divide 100,000 by 80,000, you get 1.25 for EPS. And in scenario two, so we kept the same income, but here the company ABC repurchased 20,000 of its shares. Right now, the number of common shares outstanding is 60,000. And if you divide 100,000 by 60,000, you get 100.64, which is higher than 100.25. So as I said, I'm gonna watch the Q4 results because personally I hold positions in RBC, TD, and Bank of Nova Scotia. I'll be watching closely the Q4 financial results of the big banks. And I'll make a video after that to give you an update. Please leave a comment below and let me know what you think about the upcoming Q4 financial results. Don't forget to like the video. If you're stopping by for the first time, please subscribe to the channel so you get notified every time that I make an upload. Thank you again for watching. Stay safe and I'll see you next time.